Hey Geeks, Mod Tim here with tonight's episode of Star Trek Season 3, Episode 15, Let That Be Your Last Battlefield. This is a really sad episode. It's a very tragic episode. For most of Season 3, I feel like they've done a lot of metaphorical episodes, specifically for racism. I mean, this is the season where we had Kirk and Uhura kiss. There's the one episode where Spock says that bigotry leaves a distaste in his mouth. There's all sorts of things going on, and this season, this episode in particular, is the one that it's really right there front and center, where we have two races. One is black on the left side, white on the right side, and the other is black on the right side and white on the left side. And their species have been at war for years, and the entire crew is very confused about why. And to them, it's just obvious, like, this is why, because they're different, and that's why we have to enslave them. And it's a very tragic episode, and especially the end. If you haven't seen it, spoilers, but finally in the end, they manage to go to the planet, and the planet is destroyed. It's, the population's completely dead, which I feel is a little over-dramatic, even for Star Trek, that while they were gone, this entire planet basically self-destruct almost. And then the two species, the one of each kind remaining, beam down, and now they're the last of their kind. And Kirk is basically like, well, they did it to themselves, and sails off. It's a very, very sad episode. But it's pretty brave for what it's doing for the 60s, as much of this season is, to be honest. So that being said, there is some interesting notes. As the message is really good in this episode, because at this point it's not even an allegory, it's just boom, right there in your face. The message kind of gets lost a little bit in the filming techniques, at least for me, because I noticed stuff like that. It's no secret that Season 3 had a lot of budget cuts, like 25% or something of their budget was cut. And so now, when we first meet the second alien, he has no ship. And they're just like, oh, the ship is invisible, but it's not cloaked or anything, it's just, we can't see it. And it's like, wow, like because they couldn't afford any models. They couldn't afford anything for this episode. So that was a little, I mean, they tried really hard to make it part of the plot, but it was pretty obvious. That, and then there was a lot of zooming in this episode. Like, anytime they went to red alert, it would zoom in on the red flashing light. And when they were doing the self-destruct countdown of the Enterprise, it was zoomed in on all of their eyes and then all of their mouth as they would put in their codes, which I thought that scene was really interesting, because we hadn't really seen them actually do a self-destruct. I mean, there was the Corbomite experiment where it was just kind of a lie, but this was the first time they were prepared to self-destruct. And we see that in later series, but I thought it was interesting to see it here. And you needed three people. Kirk had to put in his codes, Spock had to put in his codes, and then Scotty was the third commanding officer, who had to put in codes. I think later on, I can't remember, I could be wrong, but I think later on it's only two. But it was interesting to see that start to take place. I said in the last episode, we saw Lee Merriweather, the actress that played Catwoman in the Batman movie. In this episode, we see Frank Gorshin, who's most famous for being the Riddler in the Batman Adam West TV show. So now we've had two consecutive episodes with a Batman character in them. And then, coincidentally enough, in the next episode, we have one more. So you have to stay tuned to see who that one is. But, yeah, overall, I do like this episode. I think it was an important message for that time, and even now, because racism is still a huge part of our society today, unfortunately, especially with all the things going on that I don't really want to get into politics, but it's no big secret. So that being said, how do you guys feel like this episode portrayed those particular topics? Do you think it was handled well? Do you wish it had been handled better? And how do you feel about the filming techniques? I wish they could just kind of iron that out, but it seems like every episode's just way over the top or really subtle. But yeah, so let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this episode and how Star Trek as a whole kind of handles hot button topics like this. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the episode Whom Gods Destroy.